and welcome to our this new initiatives as usual by IOV and IOV Registered Valuer Foundation. Today we are harping on a new era for empowering valuers, building capacities and expanding opportunities. As you all know, I'm Vinay Goyal, Honorary General Secretary of Institution of Valuers and MD and CEO of IOV Registered Valuer Foundation. Along with me, let me welcome Dr. Gautam Sen Gupta. He is Rector, Techno-India, Chairman, IOV Registered Valuer Foundation, and Professor Nitin Lele. He is Course Director of Techno-India and IOV, and Council Member of IOV and the Director of IOV Registered Valuer Foundation. As you all know very well about IOV, and I'm not wrong in repeating, when the foundation was laid for the IOV in 1968, it was laid on the 4 core principles for professionalism. That is competency, reliability, responsivity, and code of conduct, which is the basis of ethics. And these were made part of the bylaws and memorandum of association. So these 4 pillars were these 4 principles acted as pillars where this entire structure of IOV has been built, starting from 7 to today 35,000 plus. In the same way, in 2018, when the valuers rules came under the Companies Act Section 247, and Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India was formed on for implementing Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. Institution of Valuers took this initiative of forming IOV Registered. One can say that IOV has always initiated and pioneered whatever the circumstances be and whatever the challenges we came across. Today, when I talked about the new initiatives, with this a new era of education in valuation in a proper manner has begun, and I'm really thankful to you, Dr. Sir, that you have become like a guiding force for us to initiate on this path of education and capacity building. I would take it like a capacity building measure, and you have helped us with your platform of Techno-University, which is one of the largest universities of India, and its spread is beyond my comprehension. That you would need to explain us how it is going to be. But this is the first step towards that. Valuation Surveyor course is like a foundational course, but targeted on creating a working capacity and creating job opportunities for a large number of people who can really enter into this field. With the help of Techno-India, IOV is looking forward for this purpose, this very purpose. So Dr. Gautam Sen Gupta would delve upon certain aspects of the university, this course, and what are the nuances of this course being held. And with us, Mr. Professor Nitin Lele. He will describe about the course in brief or in detail whatsoever, so that regarding this course, certain apprehensions or certain questions are taken care of. So welcome and thank you, Dr. Gautam Sen, for taking out so much of time and be with us to initiate and launch this course. So, but before you start, I think it is better that we launch this course. So this is the course, and this will be in 6 sections. So books for 6 sections are ready with us, and we are about to launch. So I would request Dr. Gautam Gupta to inform us and guide us and motivate us for this particular course and other things as well as. You have been kind enough to be with us for that. Thank you.
Good afternoon to all the participants. Good afternoon to Mr. Goel, and good afternoon to Professor Nitin Lele. Now, I would describe today's event as one of a historical moment where two leaders are joining hands. As you know, Institution of Valuers, they are the leader in creating professional valuers in our country. Undoubtedly, they are the leader, the largest professional body in India, who are imparting professional knowledge to the valuers to build up the economy of the country, to build up new India. And another leader is Techno-India University, founded by its chairman, an entrepreneur, a visionary, Professor Gautam Raichur. He created Techno-India University, which is the largest private university today. And we have multiple universities. The prime university is in Salt Lake, Kolkata, but we have multiple universities at different locations of the country. In Salt Lake, we have almost 60,000 students enrollment. We have, as I said, we have multiple universities spread all over the country, and we have multiple business schools and technology schools across the country. Our chairman have taken a mission for empowering billions of people across the globe through various measures. One is artificial intelligence, other is empowering them on skills. And today, this historic moment, which you are all witnessing, two leaders are joining their hands for empowering people, creating empowered professionals for growth of the country, growth of our economy. Now, about this content of the course, Professor Nitin Lele, who is also the adjunct professor in our university, shall be giving a glimpse of what is this program. This is a unique new program, which no one so far has even thought. I would say launch is a far-fetched. They have not even thought about this course. This course is to empower the people who work for valuers. And we have seen that there is a great demand of those people who are creating the valuation reports or valuation proposals. And they are as required as for making a quality valuation proposal, they are an integral part. We have looked at that part. Mr. Goel, who is a very, very successful person, one of the foremost runner in valuation, in the valuation world, he has thought about this, that why not we empower those? So these two brilliant leaders are joining hands and creating a historic course today. And I was delighted to know that on the very day of our launching the program, the numbers are swelling. We have already crossed probably 50 Very soon we will cross 100 registration. With these words and thanking Professor Goel from the core of our heart, and thanking Professor Nitin Lele for creating a wonderful syllabus for this program, I will close my speech and wish you all the best. The certification which you will get will be issued by the university jointly with IOB. The unique opportunity, don't miss it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Sab, for your wise and motivating words. I think it will go a long way for this valuation survey course. And this course is aimed largely what you have described. We are absolutely on top. That this is our dream, that people should come forward, and therefore this valuation field expands, because nobody really knows about this field. So the profession has to have a last reach to the last man. That should be our career. So now I would request Mr. Professor Nitin Leleti to describe about the course and how you envisage, or how your vision goes into making this course workable and practical for the people who are going to take up this course and get the job opportunities, which is largely a demand amongst maximum of youngsters. They are worried. They are worried about their future. So how this course can help them in achieving those dreams or those areas where this new field or new avenue of valuation can come handy for them to going for jobs or even for their private practices. So please.
Thank you, Goel sir. Thank you, Dr. Gautam Sengupta ji, Director of Techno-India University. Now, we are launching this course today on the 1st June. And registration links are already open. So those who wish to join, the payment of 2,500 as the first installment of registration out of total fees. You register it as fast as possible, as early as possible. So once the required number is crossed, we can start the course, and I expect it within next 2 weeks. By June mid, we'll actually start the course, because we have this experience that the batches fill very fast. So this time you will get the certificate from IOV as well as Techno-India University. That is the added advantage. So let me begin with the informative idea of this course. How this idea struck to the mind. See, every valuer has got some staff in his office. The staff is sometimes they are technicals, engineers, accountants, sometimes graduates, sometimes undergraduates, but all sort of people are required to a valuer in his office, and they learn through the work as the case comes, as the work proceeds. They learn through that. Then the idea struck to my mind was why not to develop a course and give them proper foundation for the valuation profession. Because if I train my staff, even though they are engineers, non-engineers, technicals, non-technicals, if I train them in a proper manner, then my job becomes easy. They are of great use to me, like a compounder is to the doctor. Similarly, this foundational training is very helpful for actual valuer who is in this profession. So this course is useful for even existing valuers, because valuer is a techno, legal, financial all three combined technique. So it's a technique. It's not only for the engineers to take up, but even legal experts, they also need valuation, and technical experts need legal aid. Sometimes you need help from financial people like chartered accountants, cost accountants, MBAs, etc. But there is no comprehensive course which covers all these areas. And even in engineering, there are civil engineers, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers. A civil valuer doesn't know a factory or factory layout, how the factory runs, or any engineer, he will not know the financial implications of anything. What are the assets, or what are the liabilities, what are the running expenses, revenue expenses, and capital expenses. All these terms that engineers many times they don't know. And exactly that is the need of valuation profession, that he should have overall background of all the areas of valuations. So accordingly, we have developed this course, and existing valuers can always take it up, because if they are civil valuers, property valuers, they will know about plant and machinery valuations or financial valuations, and so other faculties. So those who are upcoming, who just passed out in any graduation level, they will also be benefited through this course, because they will get the idea of this valuation profession. Nobody is ignored from this profession. Even you are BCom or BSc, still you are a very useful person for this profession, because this profession needs all sort of people. Then your existing office staff, they will be trained properly through this course. So if their utility to you is say 50, it will rise to 80 or 90. So that is a great benefit for existing valuable staff. So the staff gets trained, and no who doesn't require the trained staff. Everyone wants the staff trained, but if it is only through the cases you are handling, the other situations it may not be able to handle. What data to be collected, because data depends upon the purpose of valuation and type of valuation. So this data collection and all these things, if the staff is already trained, they will properly collect the data, and they will properly help you out. And those who are about to pass out, the students, they will get through this course the career option. There are many options in your career. For example, if you are a civil engineer, you can become structural designer, you can be a planner, you can go on fields for construction, you can become a consultant. In similar way, you can become a valuer. So for any BCom or commerce background person also, he has got also many opportunities. He can become a clerical staff in somebody's office, or further he can become CA, CS. Similarly, he can also be useful as a valuer if he passes the examinations. But the idea behind this course is to have the foundation of valuation. And those who are wish to appear for IBBA exams for becoming a valuer under Companies Act 2013. So this will create a foundation for their future examinations. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was how the idea was clicked. Now, the second question is what are the course contents? So, we have divided this course into 6 parts. So nowadays, computer proficiency is a must in our life. Everybody has mobile, and the life without mobile is now difficult. You cannot forget your mobile anywhere. Such important is the technology in our life. So computer proficiency, like you should know Excel, you should know Microsoft Word, as well as you should know the AutoCAD or running a software. If I give you some valuation software, you should be able to run it, read it, write it. So computer proficiency is like becoming literate. One who doesn't know computer, we cannot call him nowadays as a literate person. Such important is the value of technology in our life. Then the second part is language proficiency or communication skills. That is, in short, English for valuation. So English is such a funny language, I can say. We learn English, we talk English, we write English, we know adjective, we know noun. But in practically, how to use the English, that is troublesome, because for legal people, their English is different. For financial people, their English is different. For engineers, their English is too much of technical English. Similarly, for valuation, some different language is required for writing a report. So this skill is required to be developed. And this is the not a writing skill also, that is a skill of observations. Like if you see the building, so for any third person, it is just a building. But for a valuer, when he looks at the building, he will try to estimate the age of building. He will try to estimate the dimensions of the building. He will try to estimate, he will try to note the amenities and specifications of the building. So only by observations, whatever he can note, those observations, that is the difference in looking and between looking and watching. When you are watching carefully. When you are looking, only you are looking. Even if it is a petrol pump, you will just see that it is a petrol pump for a common man. But for a valuer, he has to note down what is the size of petrol pump, how many dispensers are there, what can be the rate and rent for that petrol pump, how that business runs. So this business cycle or knowing the business from the observation is important part. And after all, you have to report it. You have to write a report. Report are also of two types. Sometimes when you fill a form, what you do, the questions are asked and you answer the question. Name, you write your name. Address, you write your address. Those are called formatted reports. If you go to doctor and sugar or blood test, he will just fill fasting sugar 100, PP sugar 150. So these are all formatted things. But sometimes you have to write a speaking report. Rather, speaking reports are appreciated to formatted reports, because formatted reports give the limited information. But the speaking reports elaborate that information. Whenever for whom you are writing a report, that is also very important, because the reader of the report is trained to read that particular report, like sugar and blood. What your doctor wants, he wants just the figures. Sugar is so much, so you don't have any problem of sugar. If sugar exceeds 150, then you have got a diabetes. So only those figures concern him. But if it is a heart or open heart report, then he has to elaborate what is the problem in side of the heart, what is the problem in the left side of the heart, upper side, lower side. So that is a descriptive report. So who is the reader of report, like income tax? They have got combined. They have got formatted as well as speaking report, descriptive report. The courts, they hardly they appreciate the formatted reports. Courts needs a descriptive report. So for that, the proficiency in English is important, and your report communicates what you have to say. So this communication of the thoughts you have to express, that goes through your report and through your English. So there, your English should not be in a funny language. So the part 3 of section 3 of our course is basics of valuations. Now, basics of valuations is types of buildings. Many of you know types of buildings: industrial building, commercial building, residential building. So we tried to shortlist. We found 20 types of buildings: hospital buildings, hotel buildings, so institutional buildings, educational buildings. In the educational buildings also, school building and college building, they are different from each other. Even kindergarten school building and upper classes, they have got different types of buildings. So all these buildings, and observing the building, we try to distinguish between a hospital and a hotel and a school. Hospital needs rooms for patients. Hotel needs rooms for residences, and school needs classrooms. So everywhere you need rooms, but type of rooms and type of environment, that is different. So the cost of construction, that differs. So all these things you have to learn through your observations. One more thing is units and measurements. Like in India, we have now 1976 Units and Measurement Act. So everything has to be in metric, square meter, and all, cubic meters, running meter. But on ground, nobody uses these units. Like I am from Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, we say about square feet. We speak about acres of land. Sir is from Bengal. In Bengal, it is Biga, Biswas, Chata.
Yeah.
All these units are there. So in India, in every part, in Tamil Nadu, it is a ground and a sale. So the local vocabulary is different every place. Like in Goa, they use square meter. In Gujarat, they use war. So the local vocabulary or local trades, they are always in local units. And ultimately, while valuing, you have to convert them in your language, or the one who is going to read the report. His unit proficiency. Like language proficiency, it's a unit proficiency. So the conversion, many court judgments you have to refer during your valuation report. Why this value? Why this rebate? Why this addition? And for that you have to refer the court judgments. If you go through the court judgments, in the court judgments also they refer the units of Bhiga. I had been to Jammu and Kashmir. There the units are where Kannal and Marar.
Okay.
So when I went there for local inquiry, the people were telling me the rate is so and so rupees per kernel. I have to mentally convert into my mind and bring it to my language that this much rate means 100 rupees square feet. This much rate means 500 rupees per square feet. This much rate is thus 10 lakh rupees per acre. So I have to convert mentally immediately those impacts in my mind. So these units and measurements and their conversions instantly is most essential part in the valuation. So all these factors and three funny concepts are there: cost, price, and value. To a layman, he may feel that all these are same, but in valuation field, there are great differences in cost, price, and value. And value is very much situational. If you are in the desert of Rajasthan and you're thirsty, then you can probably pay 100,000 for water. But if you are in your city or you are traveling in the railway, you get a water bottle at 15 rupees. So we get municipal water at the rate, I don't think it is more than 5 rupees per 1,000 liter. So 5 rupees per 1,000 liter to 100 rupees per liter water. This is the wide range. So why so different? Because it's a situational. When you travel through railway and you don't want to take risk, because if you got some problem and diarrhea goes, then doctor's visit fee is 300 rupees minimum. And in addition to that, some medicines. So to avoid that 500 rupees expenditure, you buy a bottle for 15 rupees. That is a insurance, you can say. So such things happen in our life, so that there is difference in cost, manufacturing cost, price, and value. Then our second part of this basic of valuation is there are three methods or three approaches to valuation: cost approach, market approach, and income approach. So all these concepts will be very well covered in this program. Then law. No, nobody is untouched from the law. Nobody should be unaware of the law. The Constitution of India, the basic, everybody should learn. Whether you are literate, illiterate, whether you are matric, whether you are fourth pass, or whether you are graduate. Many of engineers, they were behind the bars because they were lacking the knowledge of law. And there are almost 13 laws which we'll be covering in this syllabus. So, the commonly known, Transfer of Property Act. There are 6 types of transfers: sale, lease, rent, and all. So this Transfer of Property Act we will cover to the extent of required in our profession. Not the you become the lawyer suddenly, but to the extent we require in our profession. Transfer of Property Act, Indian Contract Act. Uh, when I say we'll cover this, this is a contract between you, the participants, and me, that you pay me the suggested fee of 15,500, and I teach you this syllabus. That is the contract between you and me. When we say Techno-India and IOV, we are jointly conducting this program, then it means whether it is verbal or written, it is a contract. So in life, one has to go through various types of contracts. So contract act is also a generalized act and required to be known by every person. Then for building values, building bylaws, or RERA, these are important. For financial asset values, Companies Act, Income Tax Act, even Income Tax Act is very important for all types of values. Income tax have got their list of 10 or 12 types of values whom they register. And this course will definitely create a foundation for them. Then GST Act, then Factory Act. When you go to a factory, there are certain requirements of factory. There should be child care center, there should be mother feeding center and all. So whether these small facilities are there or not, that should be, you should not look only at the plant and simply come out. Whether these facilities are there, which are essentials in the factory, that also one should observe. Those who are working with the bank, they are very well must be aware of Surface Act. When your bank auctions the property or take possession of the property, it has to go through a certain process. So that is under Surface Act. And three most important acts, they are related to environmental protection. And that is a must for uh, any curriculum, any profession. So Environment Protection Act, Water Pollution Act, Air Pollution, Air Pollution Control uh, Act. So these three acts. So these as well as other acts which are most important in profession, these will be covered. Now there are largely, broadly, I can say there are three types of values. One is land and building values, property values. Other is plant and machinery values, and financial asset values. These are basically three types. But one doesn't know what other does. And when you want to grow at a larger scale, if I am a property valuer and if I go to a valuation of a factory, then if I don't know what that factory does, I will not be able to value or give justice to my work unless I know the process of that factory. If it is a steel plant, I should know what is the process of manufacturing of the steel. That the iron ore comes, it is through the conveyor belt, it goes to the top of that Hoffman cliff. When it comes down, it is controlled by temperature. Then when 1800 degrees temperature is achieved, then the iron is extracted and then further. So if I don't know this process, even if I am a property valuer, I will not be able to value that property or give justice to my work. So similar is the case with the machinery valuer. If it is, or both the values, the engineering values, if they don't know about the financials, at ultimately the thing will go good if it is making profits. If it is making losses, then the valuation is wrong, or you have not achieved your target. There can be two things only: you are not up to the mark, or the valuation itself is wrong. So all the three the sectors of valuation are covered under this syllabus. Even nowadays, mergers, acquisitions, amalgamations, and they are very common. So one has to know at least the concept of this. What is the merger? What is acquisition? What is synergy? For example, the two companies merged. One was making razor blades, other was making the soap for shaving. Yeah, shaving. So both companies merged. So there, 2 plus 2 will not be 4. They are in synergy. So there, the 2 plus 2 will be 5, 6, 7. But if they are not in synergy, then 2 plus 2 may be 3, 2, 1, 0 minus. So this synergy, the synergetic thing, one has to understand through this chapter of merger, acquisition, and amalgamations. Then tangible assets, intangible assets. The thing which you can touch is tangible. Building is tangible. Machine is tangible. But for IT software, what the intelligent output is there, or any a skilled person whose skills you cannot measure by a tape, but they exist. Goodwill. Such things are not have value. They are called intangibles. Also, there is a difference in audit and due diligence. We see the auditors come, they put the tick marks and go. That is simply a financial audit. But due diligence is inspecting each and every item physically as well as utility wise. So, for example, a machine, now computer, if I have buy computer for 50,000 this year, next year I get a better version of computer at a lower cost. So all these aspects are taken care in due diligence when it comes to due diligence. And last chapter is collection of data. During the process of valuation, you need a lot of data, and you over the years of your experience, you also collect a lot of data. Data is like property values, property rates, machines, advancement of machines, and also the data collected by you. So all the data you have to store and use from time to time. And some ethics you have to follow during the process of valuation. So no profession is untouched from the ethics. If we follow the ethics, then there is the profession is meaningful. Otherwise, it is meaningless. So this is the broader outline of this course, sir. Vinay sir.
Thank you, Leleji. You have very well elaborated the course details and how the course is going to be conducted. I think that this is going to be a pathbreaker course, as we have already said. And my next question to you, and Dr. Sam also had that a little bit, that how this, if a person with 10+2 eligibility, what we have kept in this, how it is going to make it or get job opportunities in this field. My belief, if you ask me, is that our registered valuers may be attending this course and other valuers, large firms in profession, they would be requiring this course. What is your view about that? How
Sir, every valuer in his office has got a staff. Sometimes there is a student staff. Some students, they attend the colleges in the morning and work in the afternoon. So sometimes part-time staff. Sometimes those who have passed 10+2, but due to some reason they were not able to take further education. So their progress ceases.
And I think even during doing their BTech courses or all, they have the vocations and they require to fit with the internship requirements. They have to
Yeah.
continue. So that is also one way that if they pass this course,
Yeah.
they can complete their internship.
Sir, in this course, we have kept compulsory internship.
Internship.
This is the theory part. We take examination of every section
Separately.
because education and examination, they go hand in hand. Without examining you, how can I give you certificate?
That is my purpose also.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah.
So you are examined, some university is certifying that, and I can tell you that examination is very vital part of this process. The universities run on for that.
I would add to this, if this compared to being an architect, I somehow feel afterwards, after my BArch, that the day-to-day examinations are much tougher than what we used to take in during our college time. And
So now
everybody
the
said-
focus of assessment is completely changing. If you look at the national education policy, the focus of assessments are more on the continuous evaluation than the midterm or internal evaluation. And as you rightly said, I'm very happy Professor Lele has designed this program in consultation with us, that internship is an integral part of the program. And you rightly said that today's engineers, when as they are graduating, they should also know what is the practical way, or what are the pitfalls, what are the challenges in doing valuation. Because valuers are one of the best paid jobs in the world. We have, in our country, we have not understood
till now.
till now.
There's a
Well,
gap.
yeah, there is a gap. So, and there are questions I see. One is, sir, can we do valuation in the basis of diploma civil engineering? Professor Lele will answer. I think 100% yes. We are even talking 10+2.
Yes.
You see, it is a quantum, it is a continuum which we are developing. Empowerment of the people, empowerment of our youth, empowerment of our students is our motto. And how do you empower if we do not look at the total chain? And for every chain, every segment of the chain, the employment possibilities are there. 10+2, once he gets trained, 10+2 should not remain as 10+2.
Yes.
Once you empower them, once you tell them, and the course has been designed in such a way, nothing is so difficult for understanding, because there is the skill of the professors like Nitin Lele, who will make you understand everything. And I was very carefully listening to him. You see, he and Mr. Goel, Professor Goel, they are talking about their experience. You know what happens in evaluation.
And
thing.
sir, to add to your this thing is that this profession has developed over the years in stepwise
Yes.
manner. It is not just sprang out of anything.
Yeah.
So if one is doing the valuation survey, there are other opportunities to become a proper valuer, which institution and Techno-India is going to offer.
This is a stepping stone.
Yes, this is a stepping stone. This is a beginning.
So our objective is empowerment,
Yes.
as we said in the beginning. And this is a program which will certainly empower them. Are we crossing the time?
The specific question was whether the diploma holder can become a
Yes.
valuer.
Can be.
The answer is he cannot get the government registration under
Oh,
Income
then you
Tax
become
Act,
valuer. That was
yeah,
the question.
Income Tax Act or Companies Act. But in certain villages, some banks, they give them empanelment as a valuer. But unless and until he knows the valuation and have some fundamental training,
Yeah.
how can he value?
But Nitinji, the question is, can we do valuation? Valuation certainly
Yes,
we can do. We can
valuation,
be
yeah,
the
we
part
can
of the
certainly
team.
do.
We can be the part
Yeah,
of the team.
Yes, yes, you understand, that is a different thing, that whether they can sign a report as a registered valuer. But valuation too.
Yeah, you can very well learn that technique.
Of course, this will be a first step, then later on internship, and then working with the valuer.
I would only say that I must thank Goelji, Binoyji for this wonderful initiative. Our expectation is that the registration should cross 1,000 minimum.
Yes, sir. This is our.
I am feeling excited about it. And I'm sure the people who are listening to us are also getting excited.
So that is the motivation you are creating
Yes,
amongst
yes.
all of us. Yeah.
So,
What is the question?
How to enroll in the program?
Okay.
yeah, the
So-
link is there on our website.
So we can also issue a link right away to all these people.
Yeah,
They can definitely immediately they can join with the with an initial enrollment fees, and later on with the course fees. Immediately they can enroll. So we'll be sharing the link with
There is a
all.
question on experience. Nitin.
So question is, can this course replace the requirement of experience of 5 to 3 years for 50 hours MEP?
No,
no.
no, it cannot replace. This course is, like we said, it's a purely foundational course. The 50 hours MEP course is, and with the 5-year experience, is for the technical persons who have worked like in for land and building or plant and machinery, the graduate engineers, and 3 years for the postgraduate engineers and architects, and then for SFA. This is 3 years with the CA, CS, MBA finance and all those. So if this course cannot replace that particular thing, but one thing I can assure, if you are enrolled for this course, you will get to know the basic fundamentals of the valuation, in particular academically, as well as when you take up further, if you are an engineer or and further take up the 50 hours MEP for registration and purposes, this course will become very handy, and there will not be, it will be really easy for one to cross that barrier of
Yeah,
passing exam.
let us be very clear that this course, with this, after taking this course, don't misunderstand that you are empowered to sign a report. A report has to be signed by a registered
Doing
valuer.
valuation and signing report is a different thing.
Different thing.
And doing valuation, it will be easier.
Yeah. But this is definitely a stepping stone
Yes.
which will take you
Closer to that.
to the becoming valuer.
Yeah.
Because whatever we are covering, almost some advanced level is in the IBBA examination.
Yeah.
And if you permit me to say, without this knowledge, you cannot really become a valuer. You see, becoming a valuer is not just a qualification which you acquire, it is also a knowledge. And this is tremendously loaded. This course I have gone through, it is tremendously loaded on knowledge.
Knowledge.
And you need that for your own satisfaction that I am doing a wonderful valuation. In the process, I'm in the process of doing valuation. I'm in a team who is doing valuation.
And
Until you have the knowledge.
So let me share one thing,
Yeah,
that
sure.
during our first batch of this course,
Yeah.
which we held, there were almost 60-70% who are already registered values
Oh,
and valuers.
yeah, look at that.
Practicing values, and they gave us feedback. There are certain things even we were not aware
We are
of.
not aware of. And look at this professor, I'm saying in his presence, Professor Nitin Lele, the kind of syllabus and the kind of knowledge base which he has prepared also attracted us to, sign up and go for a joint certification program.
Thank you.
so the beauty of this course is, if I am a valuer, for example, I am a property valuer, I can just value the property, but I don't get knowledge of
Plant and
machinery or
machinery.
financial assets anywhere unless I learn from somewhere. And this course gives you
Yes.
the background of
That's what I
everything
said.
in valuation as well as law.
Yeah.
As well as law.
Fantastic.
Any other question?
There is a question, duration of the course.
Duration of course, online course or not, what the
Yeah,
start date of the course?
this is a weekend online course.
So we will be issuing the brochure also, for that matter. So all the details are
But
there.
available in the
broadly, every weekend this course will be, and there will be a contact session, short time contact session, and there are assignments. There are going to be examinations
Estimated
and
duration
Estimated duration
of
of
the
the
course.
total course.
yes,
It is 3 months.
no, 18,
And it is
18
online.
lectures. It's 18 lectures.
Total course duration.
Saturday. 4.5 months plus 6 months probation and some exam time. So total it will be 1 year. But those who are in employment with some valuer, they can send their experience certificate
Right away,
parallelly. So they can finish
Yeah,
in
yeah.
6 months. Those who are not in employment and want a employment letter will help them out for employment with our registered valuers. That also will help you out.
We'll
And,
have that sort of a arrangement for placement facilities. Yeah.
What are the opportunities for IBBI registered valuer in the current market?
I think today we are not here to speak about, but IBBA registered valuers are already having a lot of opportunities in the market. It seems that people may get stuck with only IBC or Companies Act, but I can say with confidence that our registered valuers are getting empaneled with banks and other financial institutions, as well as wherever other valuers are working. It is on the same way, and with this the training and the kind of arrangement or kind of the mechanism the registered valuers are the large institutions are preferring their services as compared to other valuers.
see, this IBBA valuation to be in brief or 4 words, I can say in liquidation, you need IBBA valuers. So that is every day we are posting one tender on
Yes,
our
on
website.
our
Every
website.
day,
Every day
some
about-
information is
Yes.
coming, and we are
Opportunity in that
giving
stuff.
that opportunity to.
Right.
And under Companies Act, like mergers, acquisitions, and all,
There are a lot of opportunities.
these
And
opportunities are
even
there to.
liquidation, arbitration, and the other such areas. And if you ask me, there are always two values required under IBC and for any other such. Yes, two registered value in one particular asset class.
Oh,
So there is no.
Will this course be beneficial for chartered engineers? And everyone is asking for experience when it comes to enrollment of such.
Well, I think we have already explained
This course doesn't need any experience.
No,
You
this
can directly join this
join
course,
this course and
and later you can take the
yes,
experience,
yes.
or parallelly you can take the
parallelly
experience.
you are taking, and then after working with somebody for 2-3 years or 4 years, you can very well enter into that as a technical person. You can enter into the.
You can become valuable.
Yes.
And for chartered engineers?
Chartered
Yeah,
engineer
yeah,
is
yeah.
the same thing. Chartered engineer is a technical person who is offered accorded rather chartered status by the institution of engineers.
yeah, but not necessarily they will have this knowledge.
Yes.
A chartered engineer is assigned that designation by a institution like Institute of Engineers, based on experience and based on qualification.
Number of criteria.
Number of criteria, but it not necessarily he should know
Yes,
how to do
valuation.
valuation.
Yes, yes. So valuation is a different field than being the chartered. These are they may get the knowledge and start working for as a valuer, but not like right away.
Another question is, will this course cover all assets in general, or will this focus only on certain specific assets?
So I think it is very
Yeah,
well explained.
well
by
explained,
Professor
we'll
Nidhi.
cover the property assets as well as machinery assets, plant and machinery, as well as securities and financial assets.
Basically, three classes of assets. If one asks for all the assets, then the list is endless. So here we stop.
Gold and jewelry, that will
Yes,
not cover.
Gold and jewelry, plant and
Or
plantations
production
and,
of crop and plantations.
plantations. There are so many assets, mines. So there those are then specialization courses. We are offering already those specialization.
We have
courses.
specialized course on the import and export
And
valuation.
maybe we attach with in coming time. The university and IOB together, we start small courses of those lines.
So currently it is for 3 aspects.
Mhm.
Currently
All
it is
the-
for
Currently,
all
it is a
asset class.
generalized course, foundation course in valuation.
main professional difference between 34 AB and IBBI value.
You just email me, then
think
I will reply. This is very elaborative.
This is elaborative.
34 AB is basically registration is required for income tax purpose,
Yes.
and IBBI registration is required under Companies Act.
And
So
in-
Companies
in,
Act and Income Tax Act.
In nutshell, very brief. Any person who is registered under Wealth Tax Act 34 AB or any valuer registered under Companies Act, that is IBBA, he becomes eligible for valuing any property where that person agrees to any of that.
All right, yeah. All right, I think we have covered all questions.
All questions or
So we have 2 more last questions, I believe. What course a mechanical engineer should opt, and what would be the professional fee for this course?
The professional fee, as I told you, it is 15,500.
that has been told. What
Plus GST.
Mechanical
what course mechanical engineers.
Cannot.
Sir, this is open to all streams. Whether one is a mechanical engineer, whether one is an electrical engineer, whether one is a civil engineer, whether one is a security and financial, CA, CS, CMA, finance
MBA.
person, MBA, or a simple graduate. This course is available to all irrespective of their stream.
Sure.
So he can have the knowledge of all the classes of assets, let alone the plant and machinery for a mechanical engineer.
On our side, we'll take all the pains, but at the same time, remember, you too have to take the
Definitely,
pains to
definitely.
learn. It's not that coming and getting the
It cannot be
certificate.
one way.
It is not one way.
It is
You will
always,
be examined at every stage of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
course.
so any other? I think,
We call it,
this,
yeah.
we call
We
it
call
a
it
day.
a day.
It has been a, sir, really, I would say, it's a beautiful session, and especially with your presence, I think things have become
Yeah.
very,
Nothing we should
very
stand
easy
there.
and very, this thing. This
This
is
is-
the letter
Understanding
be able
between
to
the
see.
Techno-India and the launching program
launching
of this
program.
specialized course in valuation.
Thank you, Dr. Sir, and
Thank you so much.
sir, we are obliged.
No, no.
And I think institution of values will always be up to your marks.
Yeah, yeah.
We
Our
know
expectation is very high from
Yes, we,
professor. Yeah.
and you're as this you are so quality conscious.
Yeah.
And your expectations are on those lines.
Yes, yes. Quality
So I
is the
think,
major thing, and
yeah.
I'm sure the
I think-
world-class quality shall be maintained.
Yeah, we have to show the world that we can do things which others are not have not been able to do. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Namaskar. Namaskar. Thank you all for participating and be with us. We are really happy to today, 1st June 2024, to launch this course and begin the new era of education and valuation. Thank you. Thank you all.